So cutting your own son's hair, how does that make you feel, sir?
It's a saving money moment, and I've been cutting hair ever since I was in high school. You know, you got the a la carte line, right? And your parents ain't gonna give you money or don't got the money. You find ways to hustle, get a couple $5, $10 yourself, and get your own lunch. You know, we had chicken wings. You know, we had pizza. You know, we had ices. You know what I'm saying? We had what else we had at the a la carte line? Man? Cookies.
Juice.
Definitely had the cookies popping. Juice, honey buns.
So did you have similar bonding experiences with your dad?
No, my dad never cut my hair. He didn't live with me. I lived with my mom. They were separated. I would go with my dad every weekend, every other weekend. Sometimes longer during the summer. My dad passed when I was 12. But I do remember going like to the basketball court, putting up shots with him, running, play fighting, racing, stuff like that.
So it makes you feel good to be able to do it with your boys?
Because I know what they need. I know what they need because of what I didn't have the ability to have. I know what I was missing.
And you were missing moments like this?
Absolutely.
So what's one important thing, or the most important thing you feel like you missed out with your dad?
Can you pick your head up, son? When you get a certain age, you start breaking down the different men that's around you. Who does what, which ones you admire, which ones you respect, which ones you want to be like. So I didn't have that as far as I'm concerned. Because the one guy that I was coming around to saying, okay, yeah, I'm about to start really paying attention to the main guy, and he was gone. So now, the way I felt was, I got to figure it out on my own. I had enough women, enough strong women, but for a young man, the women ain't gonna do it. You can love and respect the women all day, but they can only teach you how to be a man.
Let me see how much I charge it.
But so much. Yeah, I was gonna say, you know, for a young man, having the right male figure around for most young men makes a great difference because they have a standard to follow. They got someone that they don't want to disappoint. They have a guidance. So that's why it's important for me to be around for my sons, because I set the standard. You gotta set the standard, gotta set the path for them not to follow like they can't make their own decisions, but it's a standard, basically. You know what I'm saying? That's the best way that I can describe it. So for me, the only standard that I had was whatever the women said in my family. But how close is a young man gonna follow that? For how long? When you don't have that male figure to step in and say, nah, we ain't doing this. This is gonna go like this. This is the expectation. Young man don't want no smoke with that male figure. Someone's gonna hold them accountable.
So what's 3 things that you want to instill into all your boys? It's very important for you.
Keep them goal-oriented. Keep them focused on something productive. You want to instill characteristics in them like integrity, like discipline, like knowing how to dedicate and commit to something. They say something out their mouth and they say, I want to do this. All right, let's go do it. Don't talk the talk. We're gonna walk the walk. You say you want to do such and such, let's go do such and such. And this is what it's gonna take to grind. It's just not gonna land in your hand. I'm not gonna give it to you because you're my son. No, we're gonna work for it. Because the gratification will be that much greater when you get to set and go, when you know that you did it on your own. So then the next thing that you say out your mouth, you say you want to do, you know the steps, you got the phases. Because Dad done stood by your side and showed you how to get the first thing you said. You want to play basketball, okay? This is the grind of basketball. You want to be great at basketball, this is what you got to do. This is what the greatest have done. You say you want to be a scientist, okay? Well, let's do our research on whoever the best scientists were, what they went through and what they had to do to get there. And we're going to follow a similar, path to get there.
So what's one mistake you made in life that you would like to steer your boys away from?
Not taking school seriously.
Is that for all your kids or just the boys?
All.
What's one thing specifically for the boys?
Specifically for the boys?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to get the hair off you, man. I'm going to get the hair off. I'm going to stick this just specifically for my boys?
Yeah, what's one thing that you would like to instill or steer your boys away from because you felt at it, or you could have did better as a child, as a teenager, as an adult, that you would want your boys to be better at?
Nah, I don't think I chose one thing and stuck to it. Like, I love basketball, but not keeping my grades up kept me from playing for the team. I've tried out for teams, never made it, never got close to making it. No, I got on one team, but my grades weren't good enough to stay on the team. I got through one practice before, but my grades wasn't there. So coach said, hey, look, your grades slipping a little bit, get your grades up and come back. I never got my grades back up. I never came back, but I love basketball, always have. So all those guys who was on that court doing what I wanted to do, that's because they had the grades. They had the grades, which means they had the team. I never buckled down, and regardless of what, made sure my grades was up to par.
So how do you feel being a boy's dad? Like, you have one princess, but you have mainly boys.
A lot of pressure.
Why do you feel like it's a lot of pressure?
I gotta make sure they turn out all right. Turn out to be decent